Yeah, guys, I'm back, yeah, because listen, I had such a migraine. Y'all think I'm making a joke, yeah, that I forgot about 30 minutes, 40 minutes of what I meant to put into that thing. And it always happens. I guess there's always room for improvement. But because it's Christmas, you're gonna have to put up with me for at least another hour, man. Make another live out of this shit. This is the extras, man. So put that Christmas turkey away, put the Christmas crackers away, nigga, and grab yourself a notepad and a pen. Yeah, guys. So I had a few more things to talk about. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it one time. Yeah. After the flood, yeah, escape from the chicken farm, extras. Dad, you know how I roll in it. So come, let's do this. Yeah, guys, so I left out some stuff, yeah. Hupa Neteru Menunut Sheyu Kawun Lalul Bihu to do with Ishtar mainly. But I just wanted to get that in because I think it's really important that we get that in. I hope y'all are having a good time, regardless of what time of year it is. I hope you're not catching up in none of that turkey shit, in none of that chicken farm bullshit about you celebrating Christmas. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm just going to run through this slide. I ain't even got notes. I just thought, let me put these slides that I left out of the thing together so that you can so I can break them down a bit. Obviously, we spoke about this ring thing here in Germany, what the Nazis were using, Hitler and them were using to launch off their crafts. Obviously, they weren't making them there out in the open, but at a certain stage, that's where these crafts were taken. This here is one of the Hanubar series. I don't know if it's a 1, 2, or 3 model, but the Hanubar, these are Nazi craft, the Foo Fighters that was spoken about in World War II. Look at the cannons on this shit here. Them aliens ain't got them fucking cannons on their thing. Well, they don't need them in it, but you know how humans is. This is our style of UFO. Any UFO that's got them kind of cannons on it, you know, that's some human shit. So these are the Foo Fighters that the Nazis was using to gain the upper hand in the fucking war. Yeah, the story that they give us in the public education, that's just utter nonsense. Not nogoso. Do you understand what I'm saying? It went completely different to what they are saying how it went. It never went like what they said. They're chatting shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this was where they launched the shit, yeah? Obviously, this is it without the ting on top of it, without the great big UFO on top of it, you know? But, yo, that's the Ross Clark ring. Hold on. Yeah, in Germany, and in one of them lives, past ones, we gave exactly where that is in Germany. We showed it on the map. Obviously, I can't read German, innit? Yeah, so I don't know, I can't tell you where the place is, but if you look this stuff up to do with the Nazi UFOs, you'll find it. And them Hanabals was just one type of models what them Nazis had. Them Nazis had, obviously we spoke about the Nazi bell, I'm sure it will come up again. You know what I'm saying? They was launching these shits here to gain the upper hand. They escaped to Antarctica with a lot of these crafts. Got me wondering now, it was Hitler really black? Because I'm seeing that starting to come up again too, and I haven't looked into, was Hitler really black? I have, but I've not seen the receipts that I need to speak on it like that. But lately, it's been building up, like, yo, this guy knew what the thing was, and he got off to the Antarctica. Obviously, I want to believe that, so I don't want to just say that's what it is. You understand? Until I see receipts for it. But it's an interesting area of for us to investigate, man. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we spoke about Tartaria and how it was a worldwide empire, just like in Treasures in the Sun. How we spoke about how the Cometians in ancient times became a global empire. Atlantis before them became a global empire. So in the same way, Tartaria, coming into our modern times, it became a global empire, which us, the real black nobility of Europe and America, created across the fucking world in a circuit board thing where all of these buildings weren't simply just pretty architecture. They was actually parts of a motherboard, a circuit board machine, along with the roads, the canals and stuff to generate electricity, the ley lines, the dragon lines. We can go into all areas of this shit here. That's an area of your own research. I could spend a whole hour on that alone. You get me? And so this was the beautiful Chicago. I wanted to stretch these pictures out. Now I'm getting a hand of this machinery, and I fighted the battle and won so severely. Now you can see it opening up, right? Because I'm starting to get this shit together now. So people are in trouble. They don't understand. You get me? They're gonna get this work. But that was Chicago, you understand? Before they licked it down and made it into what it is today, where it's just bare crime going on there, people killing each other and stuff. It weren't always like that. You know what I'm saying? It weren't always like that. It's these lot that made that shit go the way that it's gone. You know? They buried that shit under the mud, man. They removed the fucking history, removed the architecture, the machinery, everything, man. So imagine the kind of atmosphere that was creating. Look how peaceful it looks when you look at that. You ain't even have to be there to know, yo, imagine just being able to just catch there for a minute and collect your thoughts and stuff. Yeah, this was part of a machine, man, that kept us at 432 hurts. The ambient background of the earth was beautiful. We didn't have no room for no crime and shit like that. Sorry guys, my children came, so I had to go away for a minute and say hello and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Rahubat, hugs and all of that stuff there. You know, so I'm sorry for being away for a minute. But yeah, let me get into it. Just bear with me while I set myself up. Yeah, shout out to Celestial Samurai, Four Winds Dragon Slayer Productions on the beats. YouTube looking to try and give me get reasons to censor my videos, so they don't like the fact that I speak through music. So for this, I'm using our own music rather than risk YouTube sending me them shits. Where, because basically all that's saying is, yo, we're restricting your shit. No one's gonna see it, yeah, because you're using stuff that we don't want you to use. That's basically what they're saying in the subtitles. If you can read their language, you get me. And I can't be arsed with it right now, man. So I thought, you know what? Let me just like use my own shit, man, for this one here. Yeah, for this little segment here. Yeah. Uh, Let me play a song for you, man, because I've not. My children came and broke my focus, so I haven't managed to build my zoot. But bear with me, yeah. Yo, for real, man. Somebody trying to have my pants down, is this a joke? Remember struggling, I remember being broke. I'm getting high by myself because my shit is dope. I protect my mental health, is how I cope. Somebody trying to have my pants down, is this a joke? Remember struggling, I remember being broke. I'm getting high by myself because my shit is dope. I protect my mental health, is how I cope. Man, this how I cope. Fam, just pass the smoke. Reminiscing on the glorious 90s. Secondary school, Air Force One Nikes. House party juicing, hoes in the hood. And I turned into a menace to society for good road. Man in the trap like romancing. Smoking the weed under the pale moonlight. And that's it, I exist in time, but I belong to eternity. Timeless, you can play my records, man, eternally. Signed and sealed in the light of the sun's peak. Like, if I pull up on you, better run. Smartphone tech, how we took away all the fun. Lockdown, stock market, crash, Babylon born. These motherfuckers try to count me out. It only low battery. To my real ones, we in it to win. Fuck the government, now they biblical with this sick. Somebody trying to have my pants down, is this a joke? Remember struggling, I remember being broke. I'm getting high by myself because my shit is dope. I protect my mental health, is how I cope. Somebody trying to have my pants down, is this a joke? Remember struggling, I remember being broke. I'm getting high by myself because my shit is dope. I protect my mental health, is how I cope. Man, this how I cope. Fam, just pass the smoke. Low battery. I'm the swimmer raw, still do not call me the goat. Hovercraft float, lyrics levitating, they float. Cutthroat, seeking for the light, sacrifice service. Dragons laying 10 toes down, still stand his vermin. The older gods sanction my work through ancestors. Olympians and titans and demigods, no jesters. See me writing scrolls in the temple, giving them lectures. Cut the bad bit out the womb before it festers. You jack in many trades, but you master none. See, I'm accomplished, sick communicate with the sun. In the opposite direction, my answers are spun. It's not a wonder, you niggas cannot fathom me, son. I operate in a higher realm, ripple effect. The plane of cause, not the plane of effect. I operate in a higher realm, ripple effect. The plane of cause, not the plane of effect. Low battery, power off. Ooh, yeah. Let me charge that up, guys. Anyway, I'm ready for you guys, you know. Look at this here, the secret covenant. I forgot to put this also in that thing. We read the Jesuit oath. There was 2 more pieces I was supposed to put with that Jesuit oath, yeah? So listen to this. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure always, yeah? What the hell? Hold on, let me charge up this thing. Our blood must be pure always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think they are guiding themselves. We will foment animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits us best. We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we emerge as their rulers. The secret covenant of the custodians. To me, that's straight from the custodians there. That's what it's saying to me. I don't know what it's saying to you guys, but to me, that's saying, yo, the custodians are saying that. Where can I plug this so I can charge it up, man? Yo, let me just go and charge this up, and I'll be with you guys. Yeah, so you can see the secret covenant there. These guys have been running game on us for a minute, man, and we've been none the wiser as to how they do it. You see what I'm saying? We've been none the wiser, but that's what they do. What are you saying, Kush?
We're going now.
Yeah. I'll get you that PS5, I promise you. I'll leave it with you. Yeah.
Alright.
Glad to see you. Make sure you stay in football. Come see me, man. When you're ready. You don't need to to ask or nothing. You know where I am. There's space for you. Yeah, you're big. Yeah?
Yeah.
So when I got it for you, I'll holler you.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll check in with you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah, guys, so this is the secret covenant you can see right there, yeah? The secret covenant. Yeah, my children, I haven't seen them in a minute, so I'm glad I got to see them today. So that's the book that you need, the protocols of the learned elders of Zion. That's how they come up with all these secret covenants and the step-by-step, toe-by-toe, tiptoe approach that David Icke has been telling people since his earliest books, like The Biggest Secret and Alice in Wonderland and The Truth Will Set You Free. Couple of them books, I got them here, and I remember them from the time when my mum used to have them, and I was at the stage maybe coming into 15 and stuff where I was getting into that stuff because she had prepped me on that stuff since childhood and told me about other beings and reptilians and stuff. My mum used to tell me about this stuff here and prep me for this stuff. Shout out to mums. You understand what I'm saying? So when I came into age now and my mind became, because my mind's like hers, and it started to mature into the academic mind, like she started to leak that information to me, like, son, when you're big enough, you read this and you'll understand and that. So I remember when I first started getting into Ike, it weren't just about reptilians and stuff. He was the one, along with Jordan Maxwell, who was giving me most of the jewels on these Illuminati geezers from a Mzungu perspective. You understand what I'm saying? And this was at the same time, was it before or after York? I think it was after I already got the tablets, but I hadn't deciphered the tablets yet. I was still trying to resist it from a like Muslim perspective, like still curious and keeping it and whatever, but still looking from a Muslim lens. But it was easier for me to see what Ike was saying when he was talking about reptilians and stuff and compare it with the jinn, because I didn't have the Islamic dogma to stop me from looking, like I wasn't threatened by anything he was saying. You understand what I'm saying, if that makes sense? Yeah, man, so it's deep. So we need to get these protocols of the learned elders of Zion. And now look at this, I was meant to mention as well. So they've gone and banned, and shout out to DTR 360 Books. If you're on Instagram, go follow them. And at the same time, go follow us, TZT Publishing Group, because I snatch a lot of clips off the people in my feed. And I only try and follow the people who, when I go on their pages, they add into me. So I didn't know this. So DTR 360 Books, they added to me with this one. I thought, let me snap this and mention it. Because they've gone and banned the Nation of Islam's books, Farrakhan and them's books, talking about this Jewish stuff. But they never took that step until all of this Kyrie Irving stuff came up and made them look so daft. And have they banned the other book? Or instead of banning the books, what action have they took against Amazon for selling these books? Now, if they're going to say this is an anti-Semitic book, like they've said, what is it, John Dalton or Dalton who wrote the book, what Kyrie purchased? If Amazon's allowed to sell these books, how come there's no questioning at Amazon? Or why they get to sell these books that they're deeming as anti-Semitic? How come it's all the spill back? We're still taking the spill back. I'm not saying how come, because we know how come. But I'm saying, how come we're still accepting this shit here? How come we ain't gathering as a force and like saying, yo, enough is enough and shit? We don't care. We'll make our own. Like, humans are just daft at this stage, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I really don't get humans no more. I feel like what I said all them years ago was correct, where it's like, yo, did the Mayans mean at a certain time we're not even going to be humans no more? It's going to just come to a point where humanity in us is dead. Yeah, we're dead. We can't feel no more. We can't think for ourselves no more. We can't act upon our own thoughts or our own conclusions because we don't have none. All our thoughts and conclusions and stuff come from the media and these screens that we keep staring at. So there's very few of us that can really have a vision and execute that fucker. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just plants where people are not executing nothing. They just being put into position to maintain a certain illusion. It's very few people that craft out their own fucking little bit of kingdom and make something happen from their own innate gifts, that God self, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's very, I find it crazy right now how the world is. But yeah, how to love a black man? Why not? And create the relationship you both deserve. It's not always about, oh, what man got to do to be better to women and shit. Yo, if you ask me, women are failing more than men right now. We got a lot of stick for a lot of years, black men, for this and that and the other. And I think right now it's time for us to not only, I'm not saying to look at anybody else but ourselves and to make it an issue, but it's already a fucking issue. So how about some of you sisters cop a book like that? Whether you got a husband or not, like, yo, how can I love my man more, or support him more, or make him feel more like you bring him closer to the God in himself? Whatever, man. Whatever approach you're taking, it is nice, you know. So I slapped that in there. Yeah. So morals and dogma. Albert Pike. He's a big time player. We've spoke about this before and spoke about him, but I never really showed you an image with it. Yeah, but Albert Pike is like the chief man when it comes to this fucking Illuminati shit, yeah? With Adam Weishaupt, who was a Jesuit. So the Jesuits put him in place, Adam Weishaupt, and put in place Albert Pike. And they took these visions to America. So remember, when they go to America, they take their gods with them, you know. Their gods, whoever is their gods, they're taking them gods to America with them. Yeah. So, and if they're going and fighting wars or conquering territory and stuff, that's their gods who are fighting wars and conquering territories. And any territory that they conquer and any tribes and stuff, that's the gods. Whatever gods them tribes are worshipping or not, them gods got conquered. You understand? It's war. It's chess. Yeah. People don't get that. People think this is just fairy tales and hallelujah in church. But it's so much more to this thing as to why there's not a lot of people that can really understand this world for what it is. And the ones that do suffer. They suffer because spiritual entities try and, yo, that nigga's sticking out, man. Try and make events and stuff, because this is their realm right now when it's operating at this vibration. Make shit against him. Make people against him. And the bigger your destiny is, yeah, the bigger enemies you're going to have. So this is Albert Pike's Morals and Dogmas. He wrote a whole lot about America and Freemasonry from a Freemasonic perspective, the founding of America and what principles they should have. He's the first one to associate openly the devil or Satan, Lucifer, with Freemasonry and say, yo, he was the one that said, yo, make no mistake, we worship Lucifer. And he didn't give a fuck what you feel about it. Yeah, so this is by Arturo de Hoyos, 33 Degrees, Grand Commander, Grand Archivist, and Grand Historian. Wow. Contributions and Glossary by R.X. Hutchins, 33 Degrees, Grand Commander. Forward by Ronald A. Seal, 33 Degrees, Sovereign Grand Commander. 33 degrees, you niggas is freezing, man. You niggas is below freezing, nigga. You ain't, yo, we gave them 3 degrees, they made up 30. Yeah? And we got 360 degrees, yeah? And 360 degrees of spiritual and 360 degrees of physical. And we gave them niggas 3 degrees, yeah? Enter the apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason, the blue degrees, and they made up the fucking rest. And them shits became your Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Them 3 fucking degrees, and all the many branches of them, yeah? Y'all don't hear me. And they, as I said, they stole this seal from the Tartarians. That's the same Tartarian griffin that Queen Khalifa and them had, yeah? And the Tartarians had. You understand? That's our symbol. And they just took that shit, talking about they made up fucking all these degrees. We only gave them 3, yeah? And they made up all of these titles and degrees. Talking about they got secrets. They ain't got no fucking secrets that we don't know. We air them out, yeah, but that's our shit, yeah. So all of the symbols not evil. They're using it for evil, and you got to be able to differentiate, because sometimes you can see a good guy with this symbol and think he's evil, or you could see an evil guy with this symbol and think he's good. If you don't pay attention to the vibration and the frequency and the polarity they're using these symbols on, because it's all symbolism, and by their symbols that will be their downfall. So as you can see here, that's where they took it from us, when we were fighting these niggas. You understand?
Power on.
Yeah, you
Ready
have to
for connection.
come the fuck back on, pal. You got it.
Bluetooth
Motherfucking job to do, nigga. You get me? And then you had the other side of these niggas that was eating babies and shit, these adrenochrome demons. These are the dirty Moors. You understand what I'm saying? They're the fucking dirty Moors. So it's different type of Moors. Yeah? It's different type of Moors. Yeah? All of them are not on the same side. It's like Bloods and Crips. They're both black people, right? But you're not gonna fucking say a Blood's a Crip or a Crip's a Blood. They're different. They're their own thing. You understand? And they were eating babies, adrenochrome, culture, all of that magic that they do with all that fucking pedophilia shit. These are the same Cabbage Patch niggas. Yeah, look at them. Look at their ass. Man got them in a bag, you know. In a fucking bag. One's under his foot. So this demon, these dirty more demons, look, they bite the head off the thing. Like it's a piece of fish or something. Yo, Dan. That's crazy. So after the flood came, the mud flood. Yeah, because remember, according to the navigator who crossed the ice wall, the daughter, Helen Morris, she said the mud flood came after they've already fucking won the war in Tartaria and buried the shit. And then they fucking made this new world. But all the way up to then, so these niggas, even before all of that war on Tartarian shit, this is going back to the 12th and the 14th century and shit when you're dealing with these Moors, and even further back to 711 AD. Yeah, so this is before the war in Tartaria. These niggas are the ones that ended up making Tartaria. So you got good and bad. You see what I'm saying? They wiped out the indigenous, the real people, whether it was in Germany, whether it was in Britain, in Europe, the real black nobility or the royal families and the nobilities and stuff, in the Americas, in Australia, in the Indus Valley, and it's wave after wave after wave. If you go through history, it's the same story everywhere in different ages and shit. It's like, what the fuck? So this race war's been going on since the beginning of time with these Enlilites, these Vulcan ass niggas, man. Out down here breeding these simps, these Cabbage Patch dudes. Repopulating places and that. Ishtar and all of that shit, man. So the Barbary Wars, yeah? The wars in Barbary were an offshoot of the wars between the ancient and the moderns. You see what I'm saying? They were wiping out us, the ancient bloodline. The Muslim sons of the time were protectors of the Temple of Solomon. Back then, the Muslims was on our side before they got corrupted. Yeah, with all this Mohammedan shit that you see today. That was us, the Saracens. We were protecting the Temple of Solomon, yeah? Which means the soul in man. This was an allegorical phase that meant protecting the temple power of the soul of man, the solar power inside, the light inside, the Gnostic science. The so-called Templars were an order of mulattoes who used Caucasian slaves as weapons against the decaying old Moorish empire for the order of Christ, yeah, the spiritual weapon, pledging Moorish science in secret. So they were using our science and magic against us in a conjure, while using Baphomet as a red herring. They was making a conjure. This treatise is about the real relationship between these factions. And as I said, we wasn't willing to break galactic laws and break divine laws and laws of the lands and shit. These niggas didn't respect no laws. So it was always inevitable that we was going to lose. It was about how was we going to lose. We lucky we lost in the way that we did. So today, Jedefre and others could be speaking to you right now like this. Otherwise, we'd have been fucked. Don't get it twisted. Going all the way back to Tahaka and Shabaka and stuff. That's why it's so important not to look at it as, yo, we lost. Nah, nigga, we won. I'm telling you. After the flood, man, rainbows. Shout out to Celestial Samurai. So here, yeah, I flashed this up in the last one, but I don't think I based on it. So this was when, in 1664 or 84, one of them. It's in COVID 1984. Yeah, so I'm gonna say 1684. Yeah, they made the law about free white persons. This was the Moors that did this. Remember, they were known as the white people first. You know, the Moors, them same Sephardim, them Sephardic black devil niggas made up this shit here in England with they white folk. Free white persons. Free white persons, quote unquote, referred to in Naturalization Act as amended by Act July 40, 1870. Okay, so it was 1664, not 84. It came out the term white 1664. So in 1884, this shit went into, it came out 1870, but it went into like law in around 1884. But anyway, July 14, 1870 has meaning naturally given to it when first used in the first stat 103. Yeah, meaning all persons belonging to the European races, then commonly counted as white, so the Moors who came from Europe, yeah, and their descendants, including such descendants in other countries to which they have emigrated. It includes all European Jews, yeah, the real Jews, more or less intermixed with peoples of Celtic, Scandinavian, Teutonic, Iberian, Latin, Greek, and Slavic descent, yeah. It includes Magyars, Lapps and Finns, and the Basque and Albanians. It includes the mixed Latin, Celtic, Iberian, and Moorish inhabitants of Spain and Portugal, the mixed Greek, Latin, Phoenician, and North African inhabitants of Sicily, and the mixed Slav and Tartar inhabitants, Tartarians of South Russia. It does not mean Caucasian race, Aryan race, or Indo-European races, nor the mixed Indo-European, Dravidian, Semitic, and Mongolian peoples who inhabit Persia. Did you get that? So this is not talking about white folk that you talk about today. This was talking about us, the jewels of God, who was seen as pure. The word white, pure. You understand what I'm saying? Assyrian or of Asiatic birth and descent will not be entitled to become a naturalized citizen of the United States as being a free white person. Do you see what they did? How they twisted this so we think it means them as white people today. And that's the United States. You can decipher that shit for yourself. But all of this shit I missed because I had such a migraine. I wasn't able to like sit down on it, man. I was fighting a battle just to bring you that, and I messed it up. But it's good, but it could have been so much better. So when I watched it back, it hurt me. I was like, oh my God, I left out these parts, man. How could I? Because it's like I'm still learning how to like simplify my task as making these shits. Like if I write a book, Treasures in the Sun, it took me time because I never knew how to write a book before. By the time I get to COVID 1984, I wrote that in 30 days. Whereas before time, it would take me like a year or whatever. I wrote, published, proofread the whole shit in 30 days. So it's the same with this now. This is like, this live here is like, okay, now I'm like 5-6 lives in. I'm warm to this shit. Let me just clean up you understand what I'm saying? If I'm making sense. So this now was found in Ethiopia. You see the one I shown earlier that was found in Russia? There's one found in Russia and one found in Ethiopia. Yo, come on. That's miles apart. You understand? Where these niggas was trying to fucking fly up there too. And that's what I'm saying. There ain't no glass dome. Because even the ancients was flying up there and fucking flying their crafts up there to the moon and stuff. And there's your receipts for it. One of them Ras is in Ethiopia. The next one of them is in fucking Russia, Siberia. And I swear the one in Siberia, I bet you, if you go and check it, I bet you that's real close to the stones that they found in Siberia. They found some massive stones that is twice the size the stones in Baalbek. You see the Baalbek Trilithon, yeah, them 3 stones, like one of them 1,600 tons and the other one's 1,200 tons, and they call it the mother of all stones and that. Listen, they went to Siberia, fucked around and found some stones, 3,000 tons, these fucking slabs were, man. That's like twice the size of the mother of stones and shit. So if they finding these rockets and shit, man, in fucking Siberia, just like Baalbek, how you see that's a fucking landing pad, where they say, yo, that's the Anunnaki's landing pad. They didn't have one. Nigga, they had more than one, and they had one in Siberia. If there's stones there that is fucking £3,000, this shit here in Siberia was the main one, was the secret one. That Lebanon one was the like, okay, the one that man knows about. That's how I'm seeing this shit when I go back to the Epic of Gilgamesh and shit, Dan, because this is crazy. So our job for being here is only to become our higher self and step into our God self. Yeah? Nothing else. That's all we're here for. People don't understand that. You understand? Man is to become godlike through a life of virtue and the cultivation of the spirit through scientific knowledge, practice, and bodily discipline. Yeah? And this is the poo machine. Remember I was talking about the shit sludge and talking about how humans didn't used to have the diet that we had with the heavy meats and this constant eating and shit because we was less dense. So we didn't have the waste management problems that we used to have. And a lot of these Tartarian buildings, they weren't buildings where people lived in them. That's why there's no toilets in there and there's no heating in there. And people wonder, hold on, how come Buckingham Palace and that never had no heating till the 20th century? They had to put toilets in and put heating in and shit. Why? How did people survive in the past? Like through winters and all of that shit there. And I was saying in a breakdown what happened. I was saying it weren't just a mud flood, it was also a shit sludge. Where these people were so nasty and heavily meat eaters, they produce waste, a lot of waste, like animals and shit. So when they come into cities and that and inherited them and tried to live in them, they fucked them up with all this mess, with this poo and shit, because they didn't have waste management skills. So they killed themselves. Their shit that just, ended up spreading diseases and shit. Where do you think all these black deaths and plagues and stuff came from? These animalistic barbarian cave people who didn't have a fucking waste management system. Them niggas come out of the mountains, they used to shit in the cave, nigga, and then move to another cave or shit outside the cave, however the fuck they did it. They definitely didn't know how to live in those cities. So we had to give them away. You can use your own shit to fucking make energy. And I told people this shit here. And I found this whatever picture and I just clicked it like, and I told niggas this shit here, missing keys. They invented this machine. They even have a patent for it. This is the machine where they put it in and we think it's street lamps and all of that shit. It's not, Dan. This shit is waste management. It takes the fucking gas out that shit, that turd, and that gas is used as energy because they fucking forgot all the free energy science and shit. They had to come up with this shit. We had to give them this shit. However it went, man. Do the research yourself. You might find more bits than me. You see what I'm saying? But there's a patent. Webb's patents. Look, it's a fucking patent. Sewer gas extractor. They take the gas out of the shit and that. You understand? Because these people were dirty and they were killing themselves. So when the Moors came, we had to clean their ass up. You understand what I'm saying? We had to clean them up and take them out of this shit sludge. You think it's a joke thing that Black Death was spreading? You see Ishtar there again. Artemis, man. Ishtar, Inanna, Ceramis, Artemis, Leto, Columbia, Libertas, Lady Liberty. Do you get me? In the temple of Artemis in Ephesus, man. Go there, fuck around, get yourself a temple prostitute. Look at the size of that cunt. Look at the people on the steps and near the pylons. See, people are stuck in Egypt. They don't go around the world and understand we was a global civilization. I'm not saying don't look at Kemet. I love Kemet. It's my favorite area of research, yeah? But we can't be stuck in it. That's not a real historian for me. A lot of these niggas is hoteps. That's what I call a hotep nigga. All they do is stick in Kemet. This world's a big place when you consider all of us that's here. So above, so below. And look, the Statue of Liberty was a star fort. It was a star fort technology, and them star fort technologies harnessed the light from the stars and brought it down to earth. So the light from the heavens, or the tranquility from those heavens, the order, they put it down here on the map. It's a system that's built into the earth grid system, like a solar power system thing. You understand? And they lick this thing down, you know, and just tell you it's some commemoration monument to visit. Yeah, look what they did to it. Look how beautiful this is here, man. Look what they're doing to our earth. Don't you want to do something about it? Because I'm tired of just making these videos and nobody's saying, yo, son, what we going to do? How we going to do it? What do you need me to do? Because we need to do something. I don't know what it's going to take, man. I done showed you Cabbage Patch Children now, you know that. Yeah. And I see, bastard, they really got me under restriction because it's not an ego thing. Right now, yo, this shit's licking like fucking Bully Slayer and them, man. Shout out to Bully Slayer and shit. Them niggas get me keys to become this. Because I don't know how they going to keep this shit restricted no more. That's why I thought, let me do one without none of their fucking music in with copyrights and shit and see how this thing goes, yeah? Because this is hitting. And niggas is sitting down eating Christmas turkey talking about Merry motherfucking Christmas. So I forgot these little bits here for you. So as you can see, it's not no joke thing when we're talking about this Temple of Artemis thing, man. This thing here, after the flood and shit, man, after the Library of Alexandria and stuff, this shit became it, bruh. You know what I'm saying? This shit here is the fucking shit, man. Don't get it twisted. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Say salam alaikum when you enter the house of Zampolardis, because we are the ones who are down to tear down the Temple of Artemis and all these pussyclat repopulation clinics. Clone fucking centers and fucking Cabbage Patch niggas, man, and bitches. Yo, keep those Cabbage Patch bitches over there. Yo, all my enemies is finished. Niggas getting old. I'm in the fountain of youth, which is the booth. Drink it up, yeah, smoke it up. Because yo, I'm celebrating 4-year Hepset victory. Yo, too nasty. Drink it up, it's my victory scar. All my enemies is dead and buried, dream quickly scar. It's King got no wood and supermodel dog. And we gon' smoke weed by the trees and swallow scar. Drugs full of Heineken sitting on my table. Them niggas tried to keep up with me, but they wasn't able. Man, the way I'm dropping bangers make these rappers look disabled. I heard them say they gonna run up on me, that be fake. A body bag and some fucking shovels. I'ma make you dig your own grave. You niggas, you in trouble. You live in fantasy and I'ma bust your bubble. I'm cornering the market, fam. This shit is my hustle. It's the new rap mecca, fam. A whole new genre. Dragon Slayer infamous. They say we call that trauma. I'm waiting for the muscle even when my niggas was maga. They tried to lock me down, but now I'm about to finish my saga. Drink it up. It's my victory scar. All my enemies is dead and buried, dreams with me scar. It's King got no wood and supermodel dog. And we gon' smoke weed by the trees and swallow scar.
Drinking up, it's my victory scar. All my enemies is dead and buried, drink with Scott. It's King Ragnar with a supermodel dog. And we go smoke weed by the trees and swallow scotch. Bloody murder, tell these devils I ain't playing. I manifest the God to get on with this dragon slaying. Find these man are mumble rappers, don't know what the fuck they saying. I fall upon the devil, let me find out where he's staying. Got my adversaries like they call upon the rocks. You never see them niggas face no more around the block, cause they scared. Bump into them, you can see they heart stop. They pupils dilating cause they asses in shock. And I'm a pump non-stop until you niggas sick and tired. Like Mayweather, I ain't even done when I'm retired. If the money right, I might come again for round two. And I don't give a flying fuck about whoever rolling with you. You bullshit crew, your man's a gas like you want nitrogen. Got me a couple of soldiers from the IRA in Ireland. I ain't came from town, but now they calling me the fireman. Squeeze the shit up out these motherfuckers like a pipe. Drink it up, it's my victory scar. All my enemies is dead and buried, drink with Scott. It's King Ragnar with a supermodel dog. And we go
Yeah. So let's get back to it. Lady Libertas, yeah? Goddess of liberty. If the United States of America was founded as a Christian nation, then why is liberty always depicted as a pagan goddess? Because liberty inspires people with such passionate love of her that they will sacrifice their wealth, their safety, even their lives to invoke her into being. Lady Liberty isn't just an abstract personification of freedom. Early American art makes clear that she is the Greek Athena and the Roman Minerva, goddess of wisdom, philosophy, and civic virtue, the patroness of good government in Athens and Rome. It would easy to read into the ancient myth of Athena's birth. It would be easy to read into the ancient myth of Athena's birth a modern metaphor for the birth of liberty, especially if you were one of the classically educated artists and thinkers of the revolutionary era who studied Greek and Roman mythology in its original tongue. So they're trying to say, oh, it's just a myth, beautiful myth and that. Zeus, king of the gods, swallowed Athena's pregnant mother, Metis, yeah? Zeus, king of the gods, swallowed Athena's pregnant mother, Metis, goddess of wisdom, in order to forestall a prophecy that one of her offspring would be greater than he. But while captive inside Zeus, Metis gave birth to Athena and crafted for her daughter a helmet and robe. The incessant hammering as the goddess of wisdom forged the helmet gave whoever a terrible headache that at last he allowed the divine smith Hephaestus to strike his head. Whatever the fuck that Greek shit means, yeah? I thought I'd read it out to you guys. That's the pagan bitch. Lady Liberty is fucking up the United States and the whole wide world, yeah? Who got the Mees off Enki, and the Mees have all knowledge of civilization in them. What Enki used to start up civilizations is kind of like a fucking computer chip tablet thing, where if you have that tablet, like we got laptops and stuff now, you can, it's a whole network thing, like oh my god, just study this shit, man. Go to Young Elder, he would give you the little keys and shit. I'm just flowing right now, so I'm going forward. So as I said, when they come to America, they bring their gods with them, yeah? So when the Vikings first came there, Phoenicians and stuff, all them gods come with them. Wherever a man goes, he carries his god with him, right? You ain't going nowhere without taking your god, especially if it's somewhere you don't know. You're praying on them, says, oh God, make us find land and whatever, then you're taking your gods with you. You understand? Don't get it twisted. Yeah. So I be trying to tell niggas this type shit here, but I don't think niggas is ready for where I'm trying to take niggas to see how this world was really formed and that. I feel niggas is like severely lacking in that. They don't want to understand how this shit works. Phoenicians came here, Vikings ended up coming here, fucking Malians came here, Moors, yeah, East Indian Hindus came here, Ho Sheng the Chinese in 459 came here. So America became a melting pot a long time ago. Do you understand? Which created what you call in now super niggas. I'm talking about the Caribbean too. When I say the Americas, I'm not just talking about the United States, because that kind of hijacked the name America. The Americas is everything you see on that in the main part, the middle part of that fucking map. You understand what I'm saying? And as you can see, really, it's in the fucking middle. You understand? It's not on the end of the map. This map's saying that shit's in the middle. America, what we see today, that shit's in the fucking middle. I'd rather trust this map than the map that they're showing me, that Mercator shit. Yeah, that shit's in the fucking middle, Dan. You get me? You know, people think this is a joke thing, you know. It's not even a joke thing, it's proper. You know what I'm saying? Right, let's go. So Solon marveled at his words and earnestly requested the priest to inform him exactly and in order about these former citizens, the older souls, the ancients. Yeah, you are welcome to hear about them, Solon, said the priest, both for your own sake and for that of your city, and above all for the sake of the goddess Ishtar or Artemis, who is the common patron and parent and educator of both our cities. She founded your city 1,000 years before ours, receiving from the earth and her face the seed of your race. And afterwards, she founded ours. I should get into plays and stuff, innit? Yo, I'm really getting into this shit here. I was actually sitting there on that throne like my man. Yo, Dan. What's going on with this shit here? Okay. Temple of Hadrian, Ephesus. Androclos, founder of Ephesus. Androclos. According to the local legend, Ephesus was founded by Androclos, yeah, son of Codros, yeah, the last legendary or mythical, the last legendary king of Athens, estimated to have reigned around 1089 to 1068 BC, forced to flee Greece. Perhaps because of Dorian white people. Dorian, read Treasures in the Sand. Because of Dorian invasions, yeah? Oh, shit. Androclos sailed to Anatolia, Turkey, yeah? Troy and that, with his followers. On their arrival, they drove out the indigenous Carians and Lelegs, probably like Lydians, yeah? Androclos is mentioned as the Tistis, founder of Ephesus, on several Hellenistic and Roman period inscriptions found in the city. An oracle of Apollo had predicted that a fish and a bear and a boar would show where to build their new city. Following their arrival, as some fishermen were cooking their lunch near a spring, a burning fish popped out the fire and ignited bushes in which there was a wild boar. The frightened boar fled and was chased and killed by the fishermen. This was seen as the fulfillment of the prophecy, and a new settlement was established in a temple of Athena built at the place where the boar had been killed, a hill known as Trachea Mountain. After the flood, nigga. The Timaeus, yeah? That book there speaks about all this shit we've been speaking about the cloning and the alchemical processes for these repopulation, cloning fucking centers and stuff. Yeah, Plato, nigga. And look at this. Travel and Transport Building. The Dome, yeah? The dome, 200 foot in diameter, is suspended 125 foot above the ground. 125 foot above the ground by cables attached to 12 steel towers. A century of progress, Chicago's 1933 World Fair. Wow. The fuck, man. And they licked this machine down. What do you think that was for, man? Fucking hell. See, I missed this shit earlier, man. Wow. Okay, what have we got here? After the Samian Strait near Mount Maykali, as one sails to Ephesus, one comes on the right to the seaboard of the Ephesians. Let me brighten my screen. And a part of this seaboard is held by the Samians. First on the seaboard is the Panionium, lying free stadia above the sea, where the Polonia, a common festival of the Ionians, are held. and where sacrifices are performed in honor of the Heliconian Poseidon, and Prenians serve as priests at this sacrifice, but I have spoken of them in my account of the Peloponnesus. Then comes Neapolis, which in earlier times belonged to the Ephesians. I'm doing all right, innit, guys? But now belongs to the Samians, who gave in exchange for it Marathisium, the more distant for the nearer place. Then comes Paigella, a small town with a temple of Artemis Munichia, founded by Agamemnon and inhabited by a part of his troops. For it is said that some of his soldiers became afflicted with a disease of the buttocks and were called disease buttocks, and that being afflicted with this disease, they stayed there, and that the place thus received this appropriate name. Then comes the harbour called Panormus, with a temple of the Ephesian Artemis. She's running this shit. And then the city Ephesus, on the same coast, slightly above the sea, is also Ortygia, which is a magnificent grove of all kinds of trees, of the cypress most of all. It is traversed by the Cencreus River, where Leto, Artemis is said to have bathed herself after her travail. For here is the mythical scene of the birth and of the nurse Ortygia. Nurse, doctors, medical, big pharma, and of the holy place where the birth took place, and of the olive tree nearby, where the goddess is stationed, where the goddess is said first to have taken a rest after she was relieved from her travail. Above the grove lies Mount Solmissus, where it is said the Coretis stationed themselves, and with the din of their arms frightened Hera out of her wits when she was jealously spying on Leto, and when they helped Leto to conceal from Hera the birth of her children. There are several temples in the place, some ancient and others built in later times, and in the ancient temples are many wooden images, but in those of later times they are works of Scopas. For example, Leto holding a scepter and Ortygia standing beside her with a child in each arm. A general festival is held there annually, and by a certain custom the youths vie for honor, particularly in the splendor of their banquets there. At that time also a special college of the Coretis holds symposiums and performs certain mystic sacrifices. And so I forgot these. How could I forget these, man? These are the same Babel-looking towers that nobody ain't seen these. I ain't seen these shits on no one's thing. Yo, Dan, listen. What the hell is going on, man? That's like them pictures of Tartaria with them obelisks that pierce the clouds and stuff. How high do these shits go? These shits make our stuff look stupid. Look, they even got obelisks around there and that. What is this? You know what I'm saying? And guys, it ain't, so when we see them pyramids today and stuff, them glass ones like the ones in Korea, I'm thinking now, so hold on. Is this like, what was I going to say? This is like the same ancient technology that we're seeing here, but they've put it under glass. And so the public can't go there to really see what it is or what it's doing or nothing. But really, it's like this shit here. Do you understand what I'm saying? But they lick these down in the certain spots. So they reset this grid, the dragon lines, the ley lines and stuff, the meridians and stuff. They reset stuff, close canals and certain stuff, clogging up the earth and maybe rewiring the energy and sending it the opposite direction. Whatever they did, fucked up the grid. Do you see what I'm trying to say? They fucked up the grid, man. Because all these buildings served a certain purpose. We just seen one, they said it was suspended on cables and floating in the air and shit. Where you ever see that before? You understand what I'm saying? I've never seen nothing like, heard of nothing like that, man. Yeah? And obviously these giant books and that. You know? Look at the size of that book. Nobody didn't just make that book just to make it. Oh, let's just make this giant book and write some shit in there, just waste time. That's one of them giants' real book, man. That might be one of their Bibles or one of their ancient histories about the history of giants or how they made giants. That's their own, these niggas made us in them incubators and shit and fucked us up. Yeah? Oh, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm sharing notes with you guys. Yeah, I'm not claiming to know it all. I'm putting it out there in front of you guys so you can help me put it together. The bits that I'm sure of, I tell you, I'm sure. This shit, yo, all I know is that ain't no fucking mimic thing where they just thought let's just make some big old book and just con the world or what. Nah, nigga, that's for real, man. Come on, look at the energy. Look at the woman with the gloves and everything. That's probably them Arabs who found that somewhere in the Middle East with the Book of Giants and all that. When they talk about the Book of Giants, which was part of the Dead Sea Scrolls and shit, how you know it ain't these books? The Book of Giants supposed to be giant books. You know what I'm saying? The ones that was for them anyway, not the ones humans wrote about them on the Abrahamic shit. I'm talking about what the fucking giants wrote themselves. Obviously, it's gonna be fucking giant books that they can sit down and read and stuff. Like I told you, they weren't no primitive people like we've been told. These niggas were smarter than us. Look, these are machines, man. These ain't no fucking places where you go and pray to Jesus Christ or Allah or Yahweh and shit, man. These are part of the fucking circuit board earth. That's a machine. Like it's either a capacitor or a conductor or some type of shit on the circuit board. And as I said, this is Germany. I just like to look at this so much because Germany was so destroyed in World War II. There's a reason why they pulverized that place and keep it the way it is and flooded it in with all them cabbage patch, Mazungu, fucking Aldebarans. And this here is my friend King George I. He's been arguing with me since the true history of the British royal family. I forgot to put him in the slide. And then every time since then, I forget to put him in the slide. And I put him in the slide and still don't use him. So he's pissed with man. Like I said, I hear 1,000 whispers from ancestors to be able to do this job, right? Yo, my man's been in my earbud. Probably that's why I got a headache. Maybe now my headache will leave me alone. George, here you are. World, this is my ancestor George. He wasn't evil. His children fucked up and went into that Hanover shit with George III and all that colonization shit. He wasn't about that shit. Nigga, they stole his blood. Oh, Kalum, help me to help them. Help me to clean them, not of the disease that lurks within, but of the sins of their hands and feet, which keep them pointing and walking, as if to say they cannot see any who is called Allah, but they do. Please take their hands off the faces of my foolish brothers and sisters, daughters and sons, the negligent, because there is no might, no power, except by Anu, Elyoin, Allah, the Supreme, the Exalted. Escape with it from Iblis and his troops, and his men and his party of his shaitans, physical reptilians, devils, and his demons and his helpers, and all the human beings and the jinn, and their evil, and the disagreeable beings from Orion, no might and no power except by my Saviour, Anu, the Supreme, the glorified and exalted. Amun. Mother Hubbard, a lot to do with her in the creation of the reptilians, yeah? She created the reptilians. If you go back to the live that we have on our YouTube page, the reptilians dissected, guys, we got to start getting these messages out. These messages are timeless. We got a whole breakdown of this reptilian shit and how it started with her old Mother Hubbard. You understand? If you want to go back to that and get them jewels there, because you're going to need them jewels, I'm telling you. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to need them.
Yo, saga continues. King Ragnar, Northern Kingdom. Left the city, stand up, where you at? Oi. Yo. Dragon Slayers, Horus Clan, Vikings, Normans, Saxons, Britain. Yo, up north, we different. Team different. Yeah? And we made for this holy war in these last days. We ain't playing. Toy soldiers. Yo, y'all niggas better recognize, yo. Better recognize. Saga, we here now. Continue. Yo, turn up. Yo. My weed's done. I need to re-up. Niggas mumbling, nigga, you better speak up. Sitting on my throne, I got my feet up. Playing with some titties, yeah. Double D cup. Family full, fam, I'm dangerous. We out getting money, so we famous. Catching cases, now I'm nameless. Wanna see me fall cause they haters. 10 toes down, I'ma stick around. Coming for the throne, I'ma take the crowd. Sitting in my motherfucking dressing gown. I don't play games, I don't fuck around. Ragnar spit fire, king of the North Empire. Till you see me coming, now your time expire. Stick to the truth, fam, don't be a liar. Half truth and whole lie. When you see a man's weakness right in his eyes, secret animosity I despise. Me, I got my fingers in so many pies. All fake smiles and I ain't surprised. Man turn cold, throw dirt in your eyes. Fake friends got the perfect disguise. No hypocrites had to cut them ties. I'm lean up, I'm laid back. Karma, bitch, you don't pay for that. I'm a hard copy, you a paperback. I'ma get a my team made for that. Made for that, we made for that. I'ma get a my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for rap. And way over there is where the hate is at. Made for that, we made for that. I'ma get a my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for that. And way over there is where the hate is at. Made for that, we made for that. Armageddon, my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for rap. And way over there is where the hate is at. Made for that, we made for that. Dragon Slayer, my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for rap. And way over there is where the hate is at. I'm skillful at violence. Sitting smoke weed in silence. Man, them lost me guidance. King Ragnar with the trident. I got 4 wins I can send out. Come on, hurricane shit, tear down your house. Cyclone, come and blow your roof out. Tornadoes on the loose now. My baseline cause earthquakes. I'ma keep your buildings with shade. Is it 808 or is it something else? Shit moving like drugs, get a hold of yourself. Fucking rough up, they gon' say it's bad for your health. No Oscar, I ain't acting for the world. I'm a monster when you look at me, can you tell? You can walk through my hood when you see it as hell. Yo, shit, I've calmed down, I've simmered lows. I don't fuck with clowns, I talk the throne and hijack the crown. Head in the clouds and feet on the ground. And fuck them dollars, it's sterling pounds. Black devil niggas, we don't want them around. Only like women in the black and the brown. I'm the last sound bender around. I'm an avatar, God in the flesh. Tear my city down, I'ma make a mess. Plan plot, strategize, lyrical chess. Try walk, I'ma pull up with the angel of death. I'm an avatar, God in the flesh. time I sit down, I'm a naked man. I'm got a tight little jazz. My war from a pull up with the angel of death. Made for that, we made for that. Armageddon and my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for rap. And way over there is where the hate is at. Made for that, we made for that. Armageddon, my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for that. And way over there is where the hate is at. Made for that, we made for that. Armageddon, my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for rap. And way over there is where the hate is at. Made for that, we made for that. Dragon Slayer, my team made for that. King Ragnar, I was made for rap. And way over there is where the hate is at. Only the brave, all the real niggas follow it. Only the brave find the office. 144. Yo, public stuff for life.
Let's go. So you see these, the dinosaur people. These were beings that were bred on the earth. You understand what I'm saying? These were bred on the earth, yeah? And these, Masmakia next door, troglodytes, they were also bred on earth, yeah? Arishkigel, the sister of Ishtar. And if you notice her head, the stuff she's wearing on her head, that's exactly what was on that carving with the owl feet. And that's why I was saying it's Arishkigel. It's not fucking Ishtar. But people keep saying it's Ishtar. So I'm like, okay then, since you're saying it's Ishtar, then it's Ishtar. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, receipts. And that's her husband, Negal, who's the son of Enki. So he's on the Enkiite side. You understand? But he rebelled against his father Enki and joined the Enlilites, Ninurtering them and released the weapon with Ninurta. Them two are known as the Destroyers, but he worked on the project. Ninurta didn't, he did. Ninurta is the son of Enlil. So Ninurta is the brother, is the uncle of Ishtar, and so is he, Nagal. It's a family thing. Look, these beings that were breeding and stuff, these are the shaggies, yeah? Dog people. And you see them coming Asian and stuff, enough of them Asian man with the hair on the shoulders and the hair on the back of their neck, and they call it Hertzuism or something, but it's dog genes from the time they were mixing in the caves and stuff. But people don't want to accept this shit because they haven't met themselves far enough to really discover the truth. The truth is worse than the lie, yeah, and people don't get that the truth is worse than the lie. It's a headbanger thing. It will rock and roll your brain. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have to, when you want to deal with the truth, you have to get ready for it. You get me? Because it will bash your head up. This is Jacob's right-hand man, Shezbaza, the lost tribe of Shebaza, jumped off in Africa. Those were the niggas that were enslaving everyone else, us, Bantus. They became a certain side of the Moors, the dirty Moors. That's where Jacob landed, or Jacob's men landed in the end of their experiment. Greece, yeah? Thessaly, the Aegean Sea. See, Wallachia, where Vlad the Impaler's from, Bulgaria, Bosnia, all them Baltic places and shit, man. Yo, Macedonia, Alexander the fucking Goat. Yo, Jacob's people, man. See him there? Take a good look at that nigga, that big head, light bulb head ass nigga. These are the people that he bred. Yeah, the first cavemen. Blonde hair, blue eye. You can't even call it blonde hair, blue eye. Them niggas there was ghost people. Ghost Eva. 6 Eva is Asiatic people. Free Eva, Ghost Eva is these man that Jacob read. The Tiros, these are inner terrestrials. Because them Jacob people, a lot of them got off into the inner earth too. And mixed and came back up as Telogians and shit. Cabbage patch breeders and shit, man. These coneheads are good guys though. Fucker, yeah? The leader of the Dunakil tribe and brother of Yishok, so that's Jacob's uncle. Rydia, daughter of Fucker. Bulbhead, and remember these are half Rizkian and half grey. The good greys who were dying out mixed in their genes with the Anunnaki, the Rizkians, so they could live. That was what the deal was. But the Maccabeans, the bad ones, they went and mixed with the reptilians and ended up having a war with the good ones on Mars, in the world of Mars. Yo, this shit's deep, yeah? And they sailed around the whole of Africa, kidnapping niggas and bleaching them out to make their craft of the caveman. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to show the picture with Diana. with the what is it? She's got the fucking wings at the side, but I don't know what I've done with that picture, you know. So like I don't know what I've done with it. There's always something with these bills. You always forget something. I just don't know for the life of me, like where the fuck that is. I thought I had it in the bag, but basically on her shoulders, yeah, Adam and Eve's mum and dad, you know, and Eve's mum and dad. You get me? Basically on her shoulders. I'm sure it's in this. Yeah. Is like two cherubims, and they look like fucking Diana, Princess of Wales. Do you get what I'm saying? Like on her shoulders, man, it looks like Princess Diana, Princess of Wales on her shoulders. I swear down. Yeah. And I thought I had it in here, but clearly fucking not. I don't get that shit there. That's crazy. Like, yeah, it's not in there. Like, yo, man. I wanted to show that picture, man. Like, I don't get how that picture's not in here. We've seen all these before, so I think that would just end it there. If you go on my Instagram, I'm gonna post a picture on there because I hate having these things that I haven't done. It just makes it long, man. Like, how come it's not in there? The bitch escaped me. You get me? She escaped me, man. I'm gonna play a tune and I'm out of here. Yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I really do, because we up against it, and we need fire. We definitely need firepower right now. We need people like me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let me play a Rascal song. You know me, guys. I have to. Yeah. I wouldn't be me without doing that. I'm just gonna play a beat. I'm not playing a song. Let's do it. Hoppy Blue Star Prophecy. Many will appear to have lost their mind. Many will appear to have lost their souls in these final days. So intense will the nature of the changes be that those who are weak in spiritual awareness will go insane, for we are nothing without spirit. You hear that? Sometimes your humbleness makes people forget how true of a savage you are inside. 100. We've already read that, right? Ishtar escaped me, man. Like, she escaped me. Shout out to Cobweb Dragon's Den on the production. This last beat here is a Dragon's Den production off the last Soundbender album.